In the fitness industry, you constantly hear about new trends. And hear me out, don't get suckered into all the hoopla and the fancy shiny object syndrome that's out there and I need to get this. I mean, if you think about it, right? There was P90X and then Beachbody and then Weight Watchers and then Noom and then, most recently Peloton and then all these different diets like keto, paleo, carnivore, right? Intermittent fasting like South Beach diet. The list goes on and on and on. And it's like, I don't want you to just get suckered into all the different trends that's out there, because one of the most recent trends that I've been hearing about so much lately is biohacking and reverse aging and, these cool little things that you can do to just make you live like 15, 20 years longer, just like that. And, oh yeah, guess what? You also have to spend X amount of money on this fancy infrared sauna, in order to do so. Hear me out, guys. I want to just make your life a lot simple, okay? I'm going to share with you just 5 key tips. 5 key tips that, in my opinion, are all natural remedies. And guess what? They've been working for years and they will continue to work for years when it comes to helping you live a longer, healthier life. And oh yeah, guess what? This is definitely going to help you out on this reverse aging trend that we're living now. Now, the first one on this list is just getting outside more and just absorbing more sunlight. I mean, if you think about it, you're going to get vitamin D. It's going to help you boost your immune system. But also, if you're ever feeling kind of down in the dumps, just go outside. Spend some time outside, go for a walk. I promise you, just the more you're outside, the more you're, just being out there in nature, you're getting this sunlight. It's going to help you out in so many ways, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally as well. So be outside more, start getting more of that sunlight, and it's all natural. The second on this list is exercise. Whether that's going to the gym, whether that's going outside, going for a quick little run, whether that's doing some push-ups or sit-ups right at home, whether you have equipment at home like dumbbells or kettlebells or resistance bands, it doesn't matter. You want to focus on exercise. First and foremost, that is such a positive boost with your endorphins, just helping you feel better. But most importantly, it's just like, it's such a great positive outlet, especially if you're having a stressful day. And if you think about it, stress is the number one killer, hands down. So if you're having a bad day at work or you're having a bad day at home or, dealing with some kind of stress and you're just kind of letting it eat you up on the inside, go exercise. Go for a jog, go for a walk, do something where it's like, hey, you're utilizing all that negative energy that you have with a positive outsource, with a positive outlet when it comes to just exercising more. Exercising, hands down, will change your life if you start incorporating more of it. Plus, remember, this list is natural remedies that are free of charge to helping you when it comes to reverse aging. You don't need to go to the gym or spend all this money on equipment. No, you can just go for a walk outside. You can do push-ups, you can do sit-ups. All this stuff is free. Third on the list is quality food. Think about it. Garbage in, garbage out. And I get it. Some people are going to be like, but Joe, eating healthy is so much more expensive. It's a lot cheaper to go ahead and, eat a Big Mac or get something off the dollar menu or get some fast food. It's more convenient. And I don't like to meal prep and I don't like to do all this. If you actually do kind of like your own research and studies on all this, you're spending a lot more on fast food than you are if, let's say, you're going to like Costco or Walmart, buying in bulk and meal prepping and having all that food portioned out accordingly. Now, I'm not even the biggest fan of meal prepping and doing all that prep work myself, but hear me out, right? Eating healthy doesn't have to be expensive. What you need to focus on is how to be more mindful, how to be more resourceful. And also in that aspect, if let's just say, hey, you're eating all this junk food, all right? And then next thing you know, you got high blood pressure, you're overweight, you're lacking the confidence, you're lacking the energy, you're low sex drive, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, a shorter life expectancy. That right there is way more expensive than eating properly for your body type. I'm not saying you need to go cold turkey and cut out all the processed foods, because I eat fast food, often also, right? I still drink red wine. I still have my chocolates. I still have my donuts. But what I'm saying is be mindful of the food selection that's coming in, right? Have more quality foods, right? Rather than just the quick, easy, convenient foods. It's all about applying the 80-20 rule. And this is what we really help and coach our members with at Heartletics when it comes to learning about the best macronutrients for their body type. If you want any information about that, maybe if you're somebody that's struggling on your own health and fitness journey, you can obviously go to the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. And the very first link in there is our free fat loss training guide that will go over more information. But when it comes down to your food selection, remember, have more, wholesome, quality, dense foods. That's going to be way more beneficial for you. And sure, if you're spending a couple, dollars extra to buy that rather than the cheap option, it's also going to be making you live a lot longer, healthier, right? Probably a better life overall in general too. If you're somebody that's not struggling with your weight and struggling with all these medications because you're not taking care of your health. So just let that sink in. Number 4 on this list is my favorite, hands down. It has completely changed my life, and that's community. Now, that could be either people supporting you on your health and fitness journey and you have a community there. Maybe that's, people at your church and there's a community there. Maybe it's, some friends and you guys are getting together like once a week or every other week, or even if it's like a Facebook community, honestly, right? An online community could be just as beneficial as literally an in-person community. But regardless, you need to make sure to surround yourself with community. I think, since COVID, a lot of these things have changed where, unfortunately, people want to be more isolated because they're scared to go outside. They're scared to be around people. And it's kind of like changed the dynamics of almost the world that we live in. But guys, community is everything. I mean, if you think about it, what's the phrase out there? It takes a village to raise a child. And there's so much truth to that. And we're constantly growing. We're constantly kids, right, at heart. And we're developing more and more. And, the benefit of having the right people in your corner is 1, accountability. 2, they're going to challenge you. They're going to push you. But also 3, if you ever fall off track or you need just somebody to talk to, just get some stuff off your chest, having people in your corner to support you and, that community that can be there for guidance helps out so much. And lastly, number 5 on this list is positive thoughts. And I get it, right? Like there's going to be some things out there that's going to trigger you and it's going to sting a little bit and it's going to make you feel and think negative thoughts. It's okay, right? It happens to me all the time. But keep this in mind. You are never in control over your very first thought, but you are always in control over your second thought. And that takes a lot of, I like to say, discipline. That takes a lot of willpower to be mindful of that. But this is also where you need to be the guardian of what's actually coming into you. If you're waking up and you're scrolling around on Facebook or, you're watching the news or watching like things out there that aren't actually going to be helping you at all, it's very easy to start having negative thoughts. If you think about it, right? Social media, it's a great tool, plain and simple, but if you're waking up and the first thing you're doing is scrolling on social media and scrolling on Facebook and Instagram, you're immediately seeing everybody's highlight reels. And that could really hurt somebody if they start comparing themselves to the Joneses out there. Or maybe it's like you see something on the news about maybe recessions or violence or stuff going on in politics and it's out of your control. There's nothing that you can do about it, but yet you let it affect you, And when it gets into this mindset of yours where all of a sudden we start having negative thoughts, we start getting these negative emotions next, like we're worried, we're, doubtful, the stress, the anxiety, it starts to really eat us away. And that's why I always make sure that, hey, not only training your body is so key, but also training your mindset is so important. And this is where it's like you really want to make sure that you become that guardian. You're working on your mindset. You're working on, hey, how can I just start having more positive thoughts? I'm not saying you need to be this, optimistic person and, completely forget about the reality that we live in. Absolutely not, but at the same time, like you can choose to decide to look at the glass being half full or half empty. Choice is yours. I really hope that you guys got a lot of value from today's episode. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know your biggest takeaway. And as always, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. This has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.